It's me. I'm vertical today. Yay! Wait, horizontal, vertical, I can't remember. Yeah, I'm the right direction, we'll put it that way. My brain is still resetting from having a migraine yesterday. Um, it's still not completely gone. Um, the noise you hear in the background is the washer. It will probably bug me, and I will end up probably turning it off before it finishes. It just is what it is. I just wanted to hop on. I hope I'm talking loud enough. Um, put on some, I haven't put on makeup in a few days. Um, been enjoying actually being without makeup. Um, just put that out there for good measure. Um, but I also started thinking that I need to do kind of something along the lines of pan and palettes. So we're going to try it. I've not ever attempted to do this, but as you know, we're purging. I'm doing this, and it's very emotional. Um, for those of you that don't know, I'll be very, very honest with you. We found out about 2 weeks ago that we had a little situation. We had been intruded by some little mices. Today, instead of using the MAC paint pot and Painterly, I am using a unique splurge cream in Victorious. As you can see, it is well used. I've been going through and tossing things that I've held on to for no apparent reason, or that I are left over from whatever. Um, and I came back, I found these in the process, and I was like, well, these are still good, so, we'll just go ahead and use them up if we can. So yeah. And I wanted to share a little thought with you because, that's what I do. Um, the one difference I can tell you, and this is an older cream shadow, could probably put some rose water or something on it and make it a little bit more easy to use. It's kind of a, I don't want to, thicker isn't exactly the word I'm looking for. It's, I don't know, it's a different consistency than the MAC paint pots, and I'm not so sure, since I use the MAC paint pots, that I like it. If that makes any sense to you. Well, let's back up. I don't like it as well as I do the MAC paint pot. We'll put it that way. I don't think it's a bad product. I mean, I used it obviously for a long time, because I'll show you what they look like when you first get them. This one is relatively new. This one, yeah. So as you can see, it's something that I really enjoyed using for a period of time. I just think the MAC paint pots work better as a base. Okay? Moving along. I don't know how well this is going to go. I'm only going to try to do this with one palette, and I'm not even sure I'm going to be successful, because I'm just finicky. And if the hairdo, we're going to show you real quick. Ready? See? This is my working in the yard, minus my head covering or head wrap thing that I wear to keep my head clean outside. So yeah, and I've been out in the garden piddling. It's flooded. Yay! We'll deal with that later. Anyway, let's move forward. I'm going to take a deluxe brush. This is from Unique. I'm going to use the palette from Jaclyn Hill's Vault. Don't ask me my personal opinions, because you really don't want to know. That's just, we're just going to leave that, because you don't want to know, honestly. I just, while setting up, I accidentally knocked the brush behind. Actually, there's a space about the size, about the width of the tip of my finger, and the brush went behind my sink. Yay, I'm so happy. But I'm going to take a unique crease brush, and we're going to go into, oh, let's see, Secure. And the reason why I chose these palettes first is because I used them the least. I actually ended up with doubles and triples of some, and they're not bad, but they're not what I expected them to be. We'll leave that there. The drama surrounding all of it is neither here nor there to me. The quality of the product, it's just, it's not bad. It's just not what I expected it to be. We'll put it that way. Anyway, the other day I posted this on Twitter, and before it escaped my mind, because I still need to go back and redo the second part of where I spoke about praise and worship, because that was an important video, and I've let time elapse because I forgot. I didn't exactly forget. I just got tangled up with being crazy sick. My grandson and I both have been crazy sick, and generally, if I have a cold, anything like that, it'll trigger a migraine. And I'm so tired of saying I have a migraine that you would not believe. Anyway, just went in with, I'm sorry, access. I have my glasses right here. See them? You would think I'd be smart enough to put them on my face so I could see this stuff. Anyway, pardon me a second. It's allergy season, and apparently, again, I don't know if it's ever going to not be allergy season in my world ever again. Anyway, I posted on Facebook, or not Facebook, on Twitter the other day, a thought about, and it came to me, the last few weeks I've been really trying, really, see, I guess smooth criminal. Is that what that really says? See, that's part of the reason why I don't use these palettes, because some of the names of the eyeshadows, I just am going, what? Okay, and it does. It shouldn't, but it does affect. Because when somebody asks you what you have on your eyes and you say smooth criminal, yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's rambly. Anyway. Take that and go all over, because I feel like it. I was sitting out in the garden Sunday. By the way, the mice helped with the purge. There were things that I didn't really want to get rid of that I ended up having to get rid of, like my book collection and things of that nature that I should have had them. We've never had a problem like that. Recently my neighbor has moved some things and disturbed their little home, and well, they needed a new place, and we had an opening that we weren't really aware of, because we had sealed it once before, and apparently they chewed through what we used to seal it. So yeah, there you go. Before y'all freak out, it can happen to anybody, okay? It can happen to anybody. Has zip nada to do with anything other than there was a bunch of stuff piled up over at my neighbor's house. They had found a cool little place to live. They finally got rid of the little pile of stuff. They needed a new place to live. My neighbor's shed, he's seen evidence of it, okay? So don't get all twisted and stuff. Let's see what we got happening here. Take the same brush. You're gonna go over into Prowl. That's kind of cute for the palette, the theme of the palette. And I guess maybe that's where I miss the mark sometimes, is I don't get the palette. Then anyway, we're rambling badly. Uh, so here's the deal. Sitting out on the deck the other day, because as you know, that's where my garden is this year. And yes, I'm planning and plotting and all that good stuff, because next year it's going to be different. I don't care. It's going to be different. I don't care if we're here or if we've made it to find a farm. It's going to be different. It's going to be better. And I'm just taking a unique. Is that a unique? No, this is a Morphe. I'm sorry, a Morphe blending brush, and softening out some lines. But as I was sitting on the deck Sunday morning, had a lot on my mind. You know, we're making a lot of changes, letting go of things that were in the shed, in the storage. You know, it's an ongoing process. We are not done by any means. We have so much stuff that we've just, you know, I've held on to a shirt simply because I wore it to my aunt's funeral. I can't even fit in the shirt anymore. I have no plans to wear the shirt anymore. I just have it because I wore it to my aunt's funeral. Is it ridiculous? You betcha. And VIP. We're just going to kind of take that up here. I'm kind of softly. I'm kind of trying to rush and do this. And I do apologize for the background noise, but I got stuff to get done today, and I wanted to get this done and out. I've got a lot to get done. When I lose a day for a migraine, that sets me behind not only on housework, purge work, getting ready for the move work, but on, you know, there's homeschool, there's other stuff that needs to be done. I missed Celebrate Recovery last night. I've missed it for like 3 weeks now, and it's really... I need that. And anybody that, if you've got some kind of issue and you need some help and you want something that is faith-based, go to Celebrate Recovery. Okay, good place to go. I'm going to go in to Guilt Trip, and I'm just going to be real honest with you. This is going to be a hard palette for me to pan. I'm not real fond of. Hey, yay, that's done. Does that mean I've been talking for 15 minutes? Pretty close. I'm just going to kind of push that in there and just soften that up, because I'm really not planning on going anywhere today. As you can see by my cool little workout in the yard hairdo. Why am I putting some makeup on? Why not? It makes me feel better. And if you followed my channel for any time, you know that I have chronic pain. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I have chronic pain issues. Excuse me while I put this away, because if I don't, it'll bug me. And so therefore, before everything went crazy in my world, that's why I started this channel, was because I could come on here, talk to people, put some makeup on, feel better. Again, it gives me an outlet. And some interaction, and it works for me. That's where we go. Anyway, yeah. See, I don't care for the colors in this palette. It's a personal preference. Some people can do this. Some people love these colors. It's not a me. But let's go and blend a little bit more. Anyway, back to where we really need to be, because we've spent 15 minutes just jabbering, and we haven't even made it to where we need to go. As I was sitting on the deck Sunday morning, I got up with a headache, decided sometimes you have to do things a little bit unconventionally or different from how everybody else would do it. Sunday was one of those days for me. At time alone, I took advantage of it. I got out on the deck, piddled around a little bit, and then just finally just sat down while the the rest of my family was out taking care of some stuff. A little primer on. I should have done this. I wasn't going to wear any foundation, and then I just changed my mind. That's just how random it happens. Anyway, I was out there with my thoughts. I planted some stuff for fall over the weekend. Getting ready for even more fall stuff, you know, greens and stuff like that that I can do. But the thought came to me, it's like, you know what? The more that you plant stuff, and I've always said this, and I never realized the magnitude of the power behind what I was saying is, the more that I plant, the more that I want to plant. And you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, and? Because whenever I said it, that's pretty much what I thought. I'm sorry I didn't get a foundation out because I wasn't going to put one on. I'm going to use Little Infallible Pro Glow 203. It's going to be a little light. I don't care. Anyway, so as I was sitting there, at first it was a frustrating thought. Like, you know, you just keep planting stuff. And, you know, the other part of me, if you see, this is the result of bringing my hand down, not realizing that not paying attention to what I was doing, or the fork that we used to grill, all of that stuff was down below where my hand was, or where my arm was, and when I brought my arm down, it caught it. And yeah, it ouched. It did not break the skin, thankfully, but it did leave a major bruise. So yeah, be careful. Which is another reason why we're still doing this purge thing. I can't keep, there's so much stuff in my house. It's ridiculous. Even for 2 families, it's ridiculous. I have a big enough house that there should not be this much extra stuff. And, you know, as I've said before, the more that I have, the less I have to take care of, and the happier the more I can do of what I really want to do. And that's the main purpose of doing this. I just use my hands to put my foundation on. Way old school. I like this Pro Glow. It's nice for summertime. It's very hydrating. Coverage, nothing to really write home about, but hey, it works. I'm not going to use any concealer because, well, no, it does not. I'm going to take a little bit more and kind of build up in that area. Not going to do any highlight or anything like that because I've been talking forever. Anyway, back to my thought. I'm sorry, you guys. I watch my videos back, yes, and I do know that I just kind of, the randomness of my brain, I get it. It's the joys of ADHD, seriously. Anyway, as I was sitting there, at first it was an aggravating thing. It was like, you know, you keep talking about getting rid of stuff. You keep saying that you want this, you know, to purge and all this stuff. You want less, but yet, you know, you're planting more stuff. And it kind of, you know, let me find a mascara. Find one that I don't Throw them all on the floor. Actually, I'm looking for not a waterproof one. I use the Voluminous Lash Paradise by, I can't remember. Anyway, I want to say L'Oreal. That doesn't sound right. If it's not dried up. Anyway, so as I'm sitting there and the frustration is building inside me, then the next thought occurred is how I put this into this process into my daily life. And it's like, this is kind of what you do with everything. The more that I do, the more that I want to do. I don't generally go into things half-heartedly. So I shared my thought with some friends of mine because I believe strongly that it is something that is much needed in our lives, both as faith-based and as just people. The more we plant, the more we need to plant. By that I mean, the more we sow seeds of kindness, the more we need to sow seeds of kindness. And don't get me wrong whenever I say that, because I know all of you are probably thinking, oh, that's all you ever talk about is being kind and blah, blah, and being positive and all that stuff. I have my moments. I get angry. I react badly to things. I behave badly. I'm human. Just as human as everybody else. So, I'm kind for a reason because I make a choice to react kindly whenever I can. Doesn't always happen. You know, I'm not always kind even to my family. They'll tell you. They get to put up with the grouchy, grumpy me. But the more times that you practice kindness, the easier it becomes. And I will tell you something. Electronics frustrate me to no end. We've had issues with our internet. We've had since we've had it with this company, and it's not just something that's isolated to me. Um, Other people in my family use it, like my mom. So it's aggravating and frustrating. And I learned something. See, we've been having, uh, we're at a stage with little man where temper tantrums and behavior have been kind of not so good. And one of the things that I have had to do is check myself because I can't tell him, don't behave like this, and then he hears me talking to my laptop or my phone or my iPad and saying, you silly thing work, or you stupid thing work, or I can't stand you, what's wrong with you, you stupid thing. If I'm going to say it, I can't expect him not to say it. You follow what I'm saying? And yeah, in the be-all world of, being kind and things like that, understand that I get that there are seasons for things. There's a time to rise up and fight. And I'm not afraid to do that. There's a time to stand up for what you believe in. I'm not afraid to do that. I do. However, the thing that I want to leave with you is remember, when you plant, you want to plant more. So whatever you're planting, be it good or bad, be aware of it because you're going to plant more. If you plant something bad and you don't go back and rethink things and make it right or make it better or do your best to make it right, you're going to continue that behavior. I know. I'm dealing with it now. I didn't think anything about sitting fussing at my laptop or fussing at this and that and the other till it started coming out of my grandson's mouth. Oopsie. Didn't think anything about it. Thinking about it now. Because even that small of a thing had an influence and an impact on him. So remember, in this world, we may think that what we do doesn't affect anybody. It does. Sorry, wrong. It does. Sorry. But anyway, we are going to close this up, leave you with that thought. We're panning. We're going to attempt to pan. Cross your fingers because I'm not good at this. We're going to attempt to pan that palette. I'm not good at wearing either the same eye look or the same colors routinely, but we're going to try starting the 1st, which I think is tomorrow. Really not sure, maybe the next day. We're going to give it a go and see what happens. There may be days where my eye looks are really crazy, but we're going to try. We're going to get back in the swing of actually doing, even if it's just this nothing, no makeup type look. I'm going to try to get back in the swing of doing this and getting some stuff used up so that I don't have to pack it. Okay? That's my ultimate goal. See, I'm lazy. My hair is falling completely down out of this clip, so let me just kind of, yeah. So, understand that whenever all of this is an attempt, I'll get it right eventually. I keep trying until I do, and that's just the way that it is. Little semi-update for the garden. It rained a lot yesterday. It's supposed to rain today. One of the things with container gardening, I think I've covered this already, but you have to stay on top of how much free water actually gets in your containers. Hopefully next year the ideals that I have will keep this from being as much of a problem. And amazingly, some of the things that I planted over the weekend are just soaking up the water and jumping. Some of a couple of my peppers and stuff like that have water floating that I'm going to have to drain off. So yeah, that's there. Anyway, this is how we're going to do today. Remember, just think about the more you plant, the more you want to plant. And plant a good seed. Sow something good into somebody's life today. Say hello to somebody. Smile at somebody. Plant something kind in their life. Remember, I am the mayor's daughter from what will eventually be Remnant Homestead. We love you great big. Have a great day. I'll see you. Bye.